Hello, all you cool orcs and goblins. This is Hugh the Lizard bringing you, at long last, uh, the week two recap. We're most of the way through week three, so that's going to be a bit of a bother when we take the time to look at the teams. It's going to be a bit of a preview of next week's recap, where we'll probably talk about the same things, but yeah, repetitiveness is what keeps you guys coming back. I'm absolutely sure of it. I'm joined here as always, by Innovation. How are you doing,
Hey
Inno?
everybody, how you all doing? I'm doing good. Some exciting games this week. I had a lot of trouble cutting down all your clips.
Yeah, it's a real struggle. Um, I really try to make it so you get the feel of how the game went, but I often find myself cutting out some funny bits, and like
Yeah,
I basically cut out all the casualties. If you're just interested in seeing the casualties, you can see the casualties by just looking at the game reports. So I figure unless there was like a critical part of the play, I don't really show them.
I showed quite a lot of the CAS.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll have a look at it.
yeah, we'll see.
All your feedback
Yeah, we're
and
still trying to figure out how
thoughts
this
and
works.
review.
So you guys can tell us
Yeah,
what you like better, and we'll adjust to the audience.
most definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, let's dive into the first game. First, just one more caveat. Because it did take us so long to get around to doing this recap, it's been some cases a week since I've seen these games, so my memory's not going to be super fresh. But I thinking my new note taking system is going to make it better. We'll see what happens. Okay, starting off with
Minor
the
Kislev versus
Chicago
Skaven.
Bolshites versus the Children of Dune.
I've referred to them in my notes as Chicago BS. Well, I think the clips for this one.
All right,
Um,
so we start off with a fireball pretty early on.
yeah. So Fireball. The inducements both have a wizard. Skaven have an extra Apo, two babes, and Skitter.
Wait, did you
Skaven
do
won the
this? I
toss.
thought I did this one, or you just. So the inducements
I
wasn't
thought,
actually a wizard. They have a wizard stadium, so they both have wizards.
yeah, but both have a wizard.
Yeah,
Skaven have an extra Apo, two babes, and Skitter.
yeah,
Uh, Skaven won the toss and chose to kick. Skaven have the movement 10, agi 5 benched, so natural one turn. Always fun. Turn one, they trade a Skitter KO removal from a stab to Kislev removing two liners with one block. Um, and then it goes into the clip of the turn two Skaven four-man fireball with Kislev. One success, which happened to be the ball carrier, but no
yeah.
good
He
recovery, if I
got the one
remember
he needed.
rightly.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm not sure how I felt about that. I thought if you held on to it, then you like. I feel like you rushed it a little bit, but yeah,
yeah. Wizards are all about patience. You
yeah,
wait for the good shot, uh, but
yeah.
it's hard to see. Like I kind of get it because if it had worked, he would have taken the lead really early, and it would just um, be really good for him. But it didn't really work. The ball bounced into the lineman's hands and got taken down pretty easily, and there was a bit of a struggle after that.
Yeah,
The Bolsheviks did retrieve the ball. They survived an additional sack attempt from the Children of Dune, and then they were able to move it up the field. Um, this is Skitter being the MVP of the game.
yeah. Basically, scared stabbing people worked.
Yeah, he
Kislev,
he got
ridiculous amount of diving tackle. cut the mobility of those two-headed gutters down quite a lot as well.
He got 3 KOs in the cast either. But
Yeah.
the Children Doom can't retrieve the ball. This failed GFI keeps him from scoring, which was probably it's always like you rolled the 1 once and you feel like you're going to do it again. But the next roll, I point out, would have been a 4. But Pintail Tail and Diving Tackle together keeps the ball safe, and the Kislevs are able to score.
Yep. So Kislev get a score. The Rats have the 1 turn. And yeah. I think the 1 turn fails, doesn't it?
Yeah,
the
1 turn failed. So I didn't include it in the clips. I pick it up again in the second half after.
The 1 turn, I do remember this. I think you could have got an extra push, which would have negated you needing to do the extra GFI that you failed, which would have meant you got the score. But I have to go back and look because I did this at the start of the week. My halftime thoughts were I felt the Rats had opportunities in the first half if they held on to the Wizard. And the Kislev could have, in my opinion, played it safe with the ball in a few moments in the half. But overall, his slower play this week felt a lot better than the attempted quick score that he tried last week. And with a whiz in hand, Kislev are extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I definitely felt like going into the second half, this was the Kislev's game because they had that Wizard. Like the early use of that Wizard, I think, really set the tone of the game. Made it so that everything that came after kind of made things a little bit more dangerous for the Rats.
Definitely.
Did not help at all that in the beginning of the second half there was a pitch invasion and a turnover that kind of put the Rats a little bit out of position and kind of forced the gutter runner to run back to the edge of his touch line, which you know what? I did show the 1 turner. Sorry. This is what happens when it's been a while.
So it was a failed GFI, but I think you could have got the extra push.
Yeah, so much for my,
if I remember rightly.
So much for my amazing note-taking skills. That was just.
Right. So, are we in what turn are we in? Because I can't look at my notes and.
Yeah, so it's going through the 1 turner that we talked about. I did make a clip of it. I didn't. There was like an extra throw. Like I feel like he threw a lot of extra dice that he didn't need to. He was
that was an observation throughout this game for both coaches. A little bit was they threw like just take 30 seconds. Like Rebel has a 4-minute turn timer. Just take 30 seconds. Order your turn in your head of where you want to be. And I felt like both coaches rushed a little bit, and if they ordered their turn a bit differently, they would have had to roll less dice. Yeah, rolling less dice is good.
Yeah, the fewer dice you can roll, the more likely you are not to fail something. I think I mentioned before that I think the reason why Kislev tend not to win is because to take real advantages of the Kislev strengths, you have to roll a lot of dice.
And another Kislev strength though is the amount of dive and tackle that they have natively and stuff like that. It's a real handful for the Agi team.
Yeah. Yeah, but my experience is diving tackle's a fake skill. We just saw diving tackle fail. Um, it's especially frustrating when you can tell that your opponent didn't notice that your player had diving tackle and they just run through their tackle line
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
I definitely made clips this week of diving tackle working. So
Yeah,
I was
actually, that's a good
I
point.
was
Yeah, diving tackle has worked really well this week. I was surprised every time it happened, but
what else was there? Yeah, going into the second half, I really thought the Kislev had this game, to be honest.
yeah,
I thought they were going to take it, and yeah, my thoughts, my overall thoughts of the second half were I just thought the Rats got a little bit lucky in some of the right places on some things, but Kislev could have maybe made some safer decisions with ball protection, would have helped mitigate this. Um, don't do base cages. Try to do an extended cage and stuff like that, especially when you've got two-headed opponents and stuff. Just guard inside the cage. Don't let him have a free shot at it.
yeah. I kind of noticed
Um,
that too, where I felt like there were several times that he he just gave Kislev gave the Rats an opportunity. Like even that the Skidder sack that we saw last half could have been avoided with a little more conscientious positioning.
yeah.
Anyway, so we start the second half off, as I said, with the Skaven having to move back. And then we have a lightning strike.
Oh yeah, the turn 10 Kislev wizard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a fan of this. He managed to put a lot of good pressure on, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Because
did. I thought,
the Rats kind of left one guy in the backfield. I felt like they needed to support it more, or he was a bit isolated. It was like he'd forgotten about the wizard threat.
well,
And with
to
the
be
kids,
fair, I think that was because of the turnover. Uh,
that's fair.
like there was a pitch invasion and a turnover, so he ran him back to be safe, and then there was no one who could go back with him because of the turnover. But I thought it was a really good lightning bolt, and he got the people there and managed to fail pickup, but I think he gets it. Yeah, so he has the ball. Uh, they come in with the classic gutter runner. We're gonna take you down, but he
He doesn't get it.
doesn't have wrestle.
Yeah. Sacking gutters, wrestle.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess he was
yeah,
planning on him
zip block first.
being more of a ball carrier than a sacker, but then he
I
got the
think
two
he has.
heads.
I think he has two head gutters. And if one
Yeah,
of those was wrestle, it would be so much better.
yeah,
But it's a live and learn kind of thing. But he does a good job of swarming this ball, if I remember rightly, because he gets another gutter down into the end zone as well. There
yeah.
he
So
is
he
already. Yeah.
gets the 1D sack, but then he gets the both down, which would have been um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even if he sacks the ball there, the recovery isn't really there.
Yeah. So then we have the classic. I just love when you're
Kislev
able to
surf,
do this. You get the touchdown surf.
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see my screen, but you're about to see something that's I thought was quite hilarious. The Kislev team just dancing over the body of the dead rat.
Oh, yeah, that was quite good.
Yeah,
Um,
just one of those like quirks of the animation that just worked out perfectly. I laughed out loud when I saw that.
it's the little Kislev dance that really sells it for me.
Yeah, it's the I don't know what that dance called. I always just call it the Russian dance, but it probably has an actual name.
It probably does, yeah. You. Um.
So
Well.
the next drive, the kick goes against the Children of Dune again, and the get a blitz.
How many turns left is that? Is that 5 turns left?
Yeah. So
Five
he
turns
he
left. Two
blitzes in to
nil.
get the guy under the ball or next to the ball, and it bounces right into his hands.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. I remember seeing that going. Oh, poor rats.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
insta sacked.
yeah.
Um.
Can't really defend
Yeah.
against that. Uh,
This was a point in my notes. Where I'd written about. I understand going for the sack or going for the aggressive play on the ball, but you 2-0 up. You don't have to do a lot. You just sit off of them. They have to score twice, and one of those times they've got to turn you over. And having 5 turns to score twice, as any race, not not good.
yeah, but
So
in fairness, if anyone can do that, it would be Skaven. I
I just I didn't really like the aggressive kind of play in there because I wouldn't want to commit my reroll. And
well, he had
and
3 rerolls
yeah.
left in 5 turns. I actually liked the play. Like what he did was he got like never mind that the ball got bounced into his hands. It might have actually been like the perfect scatter for him would have been one to the right. He would have had two players with diving tackle on the ball. He would have been able to get rid of one of them, but probably not both of them. Like it would have created some real problems and would have delayed the rat turn, like the rat score, for a couple turns, making the scoring twice or thrice even harder. I liked
Uh,
it. I thought it
my
worked.
this is where we have totally different styles of play because yeah, you're probably more aggressive than me when it comes to stuff like this. When I get into this kind of commanding position, what I want to do is I want you to play on my terms. And if you're going in aggressively like that, say he fails the leap, say he fails the catch, scatters like it did. Suddenly the rat's a 2+ pickup, 2+ handoff, isn't it? Or is that dive and tackle? No, that's dive and
It's
tackle.
diving tackle. So I mean, like,
But it's not difficult for the rats just to reverse the pitch on you and just score quickly, and then it's 3 turns and you're trying to hang on to the ball, and it gets really really tense.
but it's not hard for the rats to score in 2 turns no matter what you do, right? Like
But
no one can
if you
score
if
in 2 turns better than rats. I don't know.
if
Like
you look at
I agree that
if
it was like a risk,
if you
but I think it was a risk worth taking.
um on the other side of it, if you go for that play, you can't have a stacked LOS like that. In my opinion, you've got to have you've got to deny that kind of potato play from the rats that down either flank. And I think just having even one guy back there and setting up not like a stacked LOS, like setting up a screen would have made that a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I will agree with that he needed a safety back there at the very least. There wasn't really a need to commit so much to the right and so much to the line of scrimmage to make that play work. So, like, I guess I'm saying I liked the play, but I will agree with you that there are things that he could have done to make the play a little better. But yeah, let's see the rest of the clip.
Yeah, this the rats kind of do what I expected.
Yeah, they pick up the ball and pretty much just run down the open field. But yeah, like I don't think that the aggressiveness. I guess it was just the problem was it was just a tad too aggressive. Um,
If it's 1-1, I understand play a lot more.
yeah,
But
I just want to note also that there was something that the Children of Doom did that I really like uh, before. So they scored the next turn, I believe, but before they did so, before they rolled the GFI to get that score, he moved all his team up so that if he failed the GFI, he would have people there to recover. I just like it when I see that kind of discipline.
yeah,
Like it's when you're in the heat of the moment, it's really easy to just like click. But to take that time to be like, okay, what's the
um,
failure state? That I think is that
wa-
kind of thinking is what makes uh,
was it a
okay
GFI
coach turns a
score?
good one. I
Was
forget if he
was
turned
was
it.
it a GFI score?
I think he did because he wanted to score quickly, right?
Um, yeah.
Well, my notes
Um,
say that he
a,
did.
a a really good coach mentioned this to me last season. But if you're running it in and you need to do GFIs or whatever, and the handoff is worse, but you can still put players in the end zone. If you put a player either side on the end zone and stuff, just in case you fail the GFI and a scatter, and then he catches it or something. Um, yeah, he said he's had that happen before, and it was actually a mistake I made last season. So I'm just passing on some good advice. As long as you're not, as long as putting those people in the end zone doesn't involve any dies, it's worth doing. I know there's a threat of them getting surfed and stuff next turn, but just in case of the failure, AFI, it gives you like the chance of the scatter catch.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen coaches do that, and I've always thought it was a good idea. Except when you're in a situation where the surf would be super easy. I think in a situation like this where he had lots of room to play, would have been a perfect time to do that. But I still liked how he made the screen for the failed GFI before he rolled it. Um,
Most likely. No, I thought it was a well played match, and it was interesting to see watch the play styles. I really liked how the Kislev coach took what I said last week, and he looked at his own game and you go, okay, let's slow down a little bit. Let's grind out these agi stuff. Let's not let them just grind me out and keep scoring on stuff like that, or a bash team keep scoring on me. He slowed it down a little bit. The ball security isn't there yet, but it's against Skaven, and your ball security is always a bit patchy. But
yeah.
no, I
So
enjoyed
Inno,
watching this. You can see it.
I'll just say that it's already been 23 minutes, so we should probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. No, you're saying great things. It's just we gotta keep keep things moving. Uh, yeah, I've kind of lost the train of where we are. Oh yeah,
I believe
this is
Rat
like
scored.
the second great Skitter sack. He rolls the 6+.
Was that 6+?
Yeah, because I think that
Three
was
dot DT.
because it was also a diving tackle there. So they get the ball
I think that's
back on the
I
ground
think that was
after
the
that.
base. I think that was the base cage, wasn't
No, that was running through the back. I don't know if that was a base
it? Was
cage.
it?
Yeah,
I can't remember. But yeah, Skitter does ratty.
gathers the
Oh,
ball.
that scatter could have been catastrophic, but it's probably the best scatter he was gonna get at the
Yeah,
catching.
yeah, that's it's pretty perfect for the rats, and the rats just do rat things and managed to pull off the tie when it kind of looks like
Was
most of the
that turn
game.
15 for the rat?
Hmm?
Sorry, was that turn 15 the rat scored?
That was turn 16, but there was a riot, which gives the Kislev a chance. They have a guy able to score. He's leap, so it should be okay. But interception ends the game.
Yeah, that was an extremely entertaining match to watch. Really, the Kislev had complete control through half one. It was like I said before, just overcommitted to the aggressive play there instead of having a guy back. Rats quick score again. After getting the 6+ skitter stab play, which was incredible.
Okay, taking a look at the teams, we have one MNG on alignment for the Chicago Bullshites, and we have a level up for the Blitzer. We may see the state of play after last game, but let's just see what that Blitzer got. Pile on, which is seems appropriate.
Is that a guard piece with pylon?
No, it's a block money blow and then pile on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that works. That is a
very nice piece.
Very reasonable decision. We have an MNG on the claw pylon rat and a level up.
Oh, the rat.
You have a dead block lineman, but that's okay. You can suffer through that.
You just got more TV efficient.
Yeah. Looks like the bench for the Children of Dune has disappeared, but
I know the level on that gutter. It was the Agi up, wasn't it?
Oh, was that the Agi up?
Yeah, that's where he mentioned in chat about the Agi up because he was gonna go sprint for the natural one turn, but then he rolled Agi 5 and Agi 5. Agi 5 one turner.
No, I think that was last week because it was Duncan Idaho that leveled up. Yeah, he already had the Agi 5 gutter runner for this game. So it was Stigler who leveled up and he gave him sidestep. Which is okay. Yeah. Or no, he gave him sure hands. Okay, you know what? Duncan Idaho must have leveled up this week's game and gave him sidestep. But yeah, sure hands. So yeah, I guess that's going to be his designated ball carrier when he doesn't want to give it to the Agi 5. I think that makes sense. He already has Blodge.
Yeah. No, like the rat team. Think the Kislev played very solid. We're unlucky not to probably pull out the win now. The skitter miracle play works.
Yeah, that skitter play was definitely the play of the.
And then the scatter that was good enough just to put it in one tackle zone.
Yep, and then when you have Agi 4, you're picking up on the 3+.
Most definitely. Yeah, we should move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Which was
Face Planters versus the Exploding Skulls. Let me just pull up your clips.
High House versus sort of. I imagine Spoon wasn't looking forward
to. Sorry, what was the team again?
It was Face Planters.
Did you do Chicago BS? I think we
done Chicago BS.
Oh, you know what happened there? We both did clips for the same. I showed my clips. So that's probably why you were getting so confused and why I was like, I'm trying to describe the game. Why do you keep interrupting me with your thoughts? Jeez. But that we were both doing the same game.
I took clips.
All right. That means someone's going to be out of the clips.
Yeah,
Because yeah, I was
really
going to do the
sorry.
first, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and then you were going to do the second.
I thought we because you had to do the 4 last week. I thought I was doing.
Uh, oh my God, we did all the same games.
Okay, half of
No.
you don't have your games covered. I'm really, really sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel so bad.
But we will improve this next week. me and Hugh will sit in chat and Hugh will choose which games we're both watching.
Uh,
So yeah,
oh my gosh. I feel really bad about this. My apologies to Spoon, Abram, Sticky B, Pitchin, Kronk, and Kai C.
well,
Um,
it's not all on you at all. It is we both yeah we both should have checked. Maybe I definitely checked.
I mean, I think we
Uh,
did talk about it after we recorded last week. Um,
yeah,
I think there was some reason I was going to do the four again. Um, but I like our
um,
original plan was to alternate doing the three and the four, but I think I
I
just
I
volunteered to
don't
do the four again. So I could
I
see how you got confused because we kind of changed what our
I
original
thought
plan
I
was.
thought I thought you asked me to do the 4 because you were like, I've done the 4 this week because I couldn't get the recordings to work.
Yeah.
And
All right. Well, yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
Anyway, joint mess up. Really sorry.
Yeah.
So we have double clips for like half of your games. Oh no.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
but
okay. Well, I guess we'll just do what people who don't do clips for do and just talk about.
click on your team.
Yeah.
So right, let's look through this.
So face planters versus exploding skulls. It's a 1-1 draw.
1-1
Um,
draw. Yeah. It looks like the Chorfs didn't quite break enough elves to get the 2-1 grind, and Spoon managed to hold on to get the draw.
I
Uh,
so having not watched the game, um, it's hard to know, but what jumps out at me is the 6% possession by
oh,
the face
that
planters.
that was exactly what I was going to talk to you about. It looks like Spoon sacked the ball enough to make the Chorfs unable to score. He done just enough to keep it. Yeah. Oh wow, this is so much harder without clips. So sorry.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel bad. I am now thinking it might be my fault. Um,
no, it's nobody's fault, mate. We should have both sat down and listed the games that who's watching what game.
yeah,
So it's one of those, and I should have double checked as well. Um, but looking into the dice log is rubbish, horrible and rubbish.
yeah.
But 4 out of 3 leaps for Spoon feels bad. Yeah, it is actually really bad. The dodge rate is slightly below par. The going for it's awful. 3 for 2. That's awful.
Mm.
Your armor's a little bit below average, I think.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
not with Mighty Blow. Although he doesn't have
yeah, it
that much
does.
Mighty Blow on him. I don't know.
But 34 ones, it feels like one of those games for the elves. Unfortunately, I think Spoon's quick scored here, which is why his possession's so low. Got a decent kick, kept on harassing the Chorfs to really stop them grinding them down the field. I do like how little blocks Spoon managed to give up to the Chorfs in the end, considering they all have tackle stuff. Um, 37 blocks is not huge. It's like if you average in a game is about 40, 44, 45, I think, or it has been for me as a bash. So to keep it into the 30s is always good play from. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
then he was rewarded with for that effort with only suffering 5 removals, which is pretty good against a
yeah,
team like this.
yeah, very good. Whenever you go against Chaucer's elves, you must hate it a little bit. But Spoon managed to get 10 SPP to Abraham 8. Um, haven't gone into looking at the Chaucer. 4 to 1 going for it is about average. Armor was a bit bad, to be fair. Oh, was it? It
Oh, you
doesn't.
know what?
Yeah,
I'm
it
not even
doesn't
showing the. Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
feel
not even
great.
showing the screen. There we go.
Uh,
I'm sorry, guys. This is not only late but a complete mess.
yeah. Wild animals were a bit terrible for the Chorfs, depending if he was using a blitz. I'm not sure. He actually failed the intercepted guess on Spoon's score, and he was 1 out of 3 on catch. But yeah, it doesn't. You can't really say a lot without looking at the replay, and unfortunately, we both made a little bit of a boo boo there. So I'm
Yeah.
extremely sorry. But good draw.
Yeah. So we got.
Without much damage, the Chorfs are happy with the 1-1, I think. And without much damage, coming out with a point, Spoon was probably all right with that.
Yeah, I think I think both are reasonably happy with this game. Like you got 2 level ups from the face planters and a leveled up blocker for exploding skulls. So
Yeah,
that's pretty decent development given how like there wasn't a lot of SPP earned in this game, but where it was where you want it to be to.
it landed in the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. The broken neck. You have the Agi 5 lead tackle. What do you give him?
Lead wrestle.
Uh, yeah, you can put Russell on top of block. Sure. Okay.
Oh, strip. I, I I haven't looked at Spoon's team in a while, to be honest. Give me a sec. Uh, Spoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe
Oh, found it.
sidestep or Mighty Blow actually. Mighty Blow would be fine there.
You need a double for.
Oh, don't blitzers don't have strength access.
No elf gets strength access. Actively.
All right. Well,
Um,
let's just see what he got. Broken neck.
broken neck.
Oh,
Agi blodge tackle leap. Yeah, sure hand is good.
yeah, sure hands works. And
What else did
strip
you
ball
do?
for the lead catcher makes a lot of sense. You complete that
Most definitely.
trifecta of wrestle, tackle, and then strip ball.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how much I like short hands with thrower short as well.
It's
Um,
I do kind of like
I
it.
did.
Because that basically he's saying this guy's going to be his retrieval piece, right?
Yeah,
Like you go in with broken jaw, you knock the ball down, you go in with the Ouchie 5. He has 3 tackle zones on him, so he's picking it up on a 4+. It becomes 75% chance without having to commit a reroll. I think it's reasonable. Like given that I don't know what like, what would you have given him that you think would have been better? Like, I can't really think of what would have been
I
preferred
don't,
there.
I don't, I don't play Alvi now. Yeah, Schwann's is good. The thing that I was worried about was being able to cancel out the tackle zones on a pickup. And I can't remember if it's Nurse for Steel or if I've got it a bit. But yeah, something to help you retrieve the ball. Most definitely. Yeah. It's a weird one. I think I would have had to sit down skills for a little bit before I really settled on something. But yeah, good level. Did the Chorfs get any levels?
Yeah, Zook blocker, a rookie blocker. So,
Zook. He
um,
took guard.
yeah, I'm assuming he's gonna take guard there.
He took guard. I like guard.
Yeah.
My problem with that is you'd have to look at his schedule, see what game he's into. Um, uh, he had the Kislev next, so yeah, guard is.
I think guard is always like guard's gonna just serve him well for games to go.
There's yeah, you are correct.
Like
So
I feel like you're either gonna go Mighty Blow or guard, and personally, I think guard is the better way to go on that. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guard already, and now he has 7.
I this is actually this actually leads me to a good point about my clan team. I started the clan season with a ridiculous amount of guard and stuff, and what I found with playing something similar to Chorfs in Dwarfs is I was really missing that mighty blow, like a stun here or a stun there. Like the difference would have been incredible. So there's an argument for mighty blow, especially when you haven't really got any.
Uh, yeah, that's fair. Like I
Like just help him level.
well, I don't know. Like I also have a human team with a lot of guard, and I really like the ability to just shut down the other teams like hit back chances just by swarming them with guard. I think that
Um,
works even better for Chorfs and Dwarfs than
yeah.
it does for humans because you get the AV9, so you can stand and fight a little better.
Um,
But yeah, given
I
that he already has a lot of guard, I can definitely see an argument for Mighty Blow.
you're sat here. You've got full guard, which includes the strength full bull. Um, I'd have liked to seen Miley blow because you've got 3 blockers with guard. You've got two rookie blockers, and that was a rookie blocker as well. The 2 blockers are very near to getting Claw Mighty. So I think with those blockers, if you with 2 out of the 3 rookie ones, so Zuck, Barlin, Katsu, if 2 of those took Mighty Blow after the first one took guard, just to help them level, catch up, kind of thing, I think I got a really solid team.
Okay. Let's move on to the BBC versus Soul Power.
That apparently we have double clips.
Yeah. Do you want? So let's decide if we show my clips or your clips. I feel like you did most of the talking with face planters and exploding skulls. So if you want a break and let me do the talking, we can do that, or we can show you clips. I leave it up to you.
No, I felt really bad, so I was trying to get as information as I could for the Trolls and the High Elf game. But it's one of those that's a difficult one to actually know what went on without looking at it. If you want to show your clips, I'll just watch your clips because that's what I'm doing anyway. I need to find a new way of taking notes. So I will do that next week as I realised I can't watch you and look at my notes.
Okay. Let me pull up my clips there. Okay, so this is fairly early on. This is turned to a good demonstration of why I wasn't a big fan of the dump off on the Ghoul Nerves of Steel player. I think it can be made to work on an Agi 4 team and can be pretty effective. I've played games against Dark Elves where I've been frustrated by runners passing off the ball. But when you have Agi 3, just the chances of, and you also have a bunch of Agi 2 players on the field, the chances of you getting the ball to someone who can easily catch it and the ball landing on the floor anyway. Like with this blitz, as you can see here, he didn't even knock the guy down, but now the ball is on the ground and the
I need you to share your screen.
Oh, it went off?
Yeah, it went off. Important note, Soul Power have a wizard in this one.
Right.
So, and they chose to receive. I'd have put the elves on offense with a wizard, and but here we go.
They're giving me fine, whatever. All right, can you see the screen now?
Right, just check. Yeah.
Let me just check. So the Wolves are now, or sorry, the Necro are now in a position where they have to. Oh, right, yeah. Here's the crowd decided that they wanted some blood on their own, and he became a zombie.
That's what you call playing both sides. It was an interesting note from that clip because I made the same one. Is could have got the surf and actually blitzed something more important to secure the ball a little bit with the tackle piece, and it ended up being quite important. It was the tackle wolf that you hit with.
Yeah, and then the ball ended up in the High Elf's hands again. And they were, as I recall, able to escape, but we'll watch the clips. And yeah, he just blocked away the Flesh Golem and ran away with it. And there was really nothing that Necro could do at this point to get at him.
Yeah. I had a little bit of PTSD watching this game. With elves just not failing the important stuff and just doing whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, like, so Stow Power does manage to base the ball, but it's pretty easy for BBC to get out from it. In
Yeah.
the next clip, we'll see the Dark Elf Pro Elf bastard of a ghoul try to redeem himself. Let's see if he's able to.
Oh, I had this
Nerves of
possessed.
Steel. Nope, can't do it. Just can't do it. Like, he's given
Um,
him. He's kind of being set up to fail. Like, I appreciate the experiment.
I understand the thoughts behind it. I just don't really like it. I like block shorthand,
Yeah,
block
it's just
sidestep.
you. He's Agi 3, right? So anytime he tries to
Yeah.
do something like that, the fail rate is going to be so much higher than if he was Agi 4.
Planning for your ghoul to be base with no Apo available to it, no regen, AV7. Um, I don't really like that.
That's a really good point. That basically both the skills are he's going to get hit or is based, and that's really tough with a guy with as you just said. So that's a really good point. Uh, so yeah, and the elves are able to retrieve it from there. They fail the
Yeah, they
dodge, but they get the reroll, and again, there's not a whole lot Necro can
when I
do.
when I was watching that clip and I seen him make the GFI um away from the sideline, I instantly thought he nearly forgot about the wizard.
Mm,
And he GFI'd away from it so that if he was wizarded, scatter would have been not out of bounds.
yeah, but also we saw diving tackle work.
Yeah, dive and tackle, good skill, good
Yeah,
skill.
good good skill. Just I guess it just doesn't work for me.
First action failure for the necro hurts.
Okay, so we are going into the second
Uh,
half with elves up 2 and receiving. This is really not looking good for the Necro.
I really liked the first half from the elves, but I didn't like this. I hate the amount of dice this involved.
Yeah,
So that's one. That's two. So that's 2 plus 3 plus already. That's the 2 plus
it also feels like it
three
works, so you
plus
can
two
say,
plus.
hey, it worked, but it feels very greedy when you're already up 2.
Yeah, that was where I was like, because he had the necro all the way to the left hand side from his view. He had the necro all the way down on the left side. I just feel like you could have just two-turned that. You could used up an extra turn because like riots happen and necro can one turn. Movement 8 frenzy. Like it's not impossible. Um, yeah. If a failure happened there, the necro could really really won that. They still had the wizard in hand.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, 3 now.
yeah. So, I mean, like, it's pretty hard for them to get back at this point. So I felt like the elves. I guess they wanted that score, so the next round they can kind of set up to not really contest the score. Necro tries to score fast, but they drop the ball.
I loved him going for it, but um, where he was handing it off to, he could have screened it off from the middle a bit better. But yeah, you can't plan for how this turns out here.
Yeah, this
It's
is
all
just
going swimmingly for
essentially
the elves.
perfect for the elves. This is
If I was a necro, I'd feel a bit diced,
yeah.
but then
Well,
this
I
time
mean,
they
he got
got
that
through it.
intercept. I forgot about that.
No, I remembered that. Yeah.
So
I really hated this, by the way. I just thought you don't need to really take those GFIs. You could just consolidate your team in the middle, down towards where the team logo was,
Yeah,
and just make it safe. Like you can see, he's a really aggressive Alf player. Just let him roll the dice. Don't tempt fate.
yeah. I mean, especially the other thing is you're rolling the GFI. It's armor 8. It's not impossible that he could have killed his his right. Like it's just an unnecessary risk. The game's already lost. Just let him
It,
just set up a little bit of a screen, make him roll dice, and then try to get the score next turn.
if you were GFIing to score, I'd understand it. But I think the play for me was to hand off to the fast wolf, and if the handoff worked, I would have made the GFI to score. I think it was.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show one last clip. Um, that I really didn't like that he did this. Like that wizard, I don't think was a good play. I understand why he did it. Like he did it so that he could use the blitz to try to take down one of the other players.
I think he got himself in a bit of trouble there because I think his tackle was unable to help out, if I remember rightly, or it required GFIs, stuff like that.
No, I mean,
I couldn't remember off the top of
well, maybe it wasn't as bad as I mean, like, so we look at their position. The right that's back there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe he's too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. So my thinking was, you could save the wizard, hope that there's a riot, and then decrease the differential, which will help you down the road. But I guess if you had to roll a GFI without a reroll to get the blitz off, maybe it wasn't so bad. But then again, you could just base and then blitz with the ball carrier. I don't know. I just
this comes all the way back to just potatoing and not just put it in a cage, in an cage or whatever. Just play it safe. Because you didn't really make the high elves roll any worse dice. I don't think. It made very little difference. And I think the wizard was on dive and tackle. It was a dive and tackle elf, if I remember right. Lodge step, dive and tackle.
Oh, was it? Okay, then.
It might have been.
Yeah, well, then it is. Then if that is the case, then yeah, I retract my criticism because that is probably the better play to at least get that score in. Let's look at the teams. Yeah, so we got 2 level ups on the BBC. 1 level up on the Flesh Golem, which is always nice to see. So you have block, sidestep, leap. What do you give them on a catcher? I guess this is the retrieval piece. So what's a good retrieval skill? Oh, here comes my son. He wants to join in.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, he has a donut. Are you eating a donut?
Yeah.
All right. So let's
just what you give him. You could, I don't know.
Hello, my duck.
Let's see what he got. Sure feet. Sure, I guess. I always like having
Going
sure
for those
feet.
quick scores.
Yeah,
Understand it.
he saves a
Yeah,
reroll.
sprint, sure feet.
You know what? He's setting him up to be a one-turner. That's what he's doing.
Needs to roll that movement.
Well, I mean, he's movement 8. I might have given him. Yeah, so he's movement 8, sidestep, so it's easy to get him within range, and then sure feet just saves you that extra GFI fail. So yeah, I think that actually makes sense.
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? You could have done a load of things here. You could have gone tackle. I don't really like sure feet too much, but I understand it.
I'm a bit of like I like the sure feet sprint combo on my skinks. So I like sure feet. It gives you a little bit extra security, knowing that you can, if you have 3 go for it, you can fail, and you have a reroll, you can fail twice, so you feel a little bit better trying to get that extra distance. The other catcher that was a rookie catcher got dodge, which just, yeah, that's pretty typical because it makes sense.
Yeah, dodge good. Dodge is always good on Agi4. Yeah, don't like sure feet. If you're gonna go in that direction, would have gone sprint.
Yeah, but I think
just so I need less pushes.
Yeah, I thought the same at first, but like I could see you being down no rerolls. You want to get that one turner. It does make the one turner a little bit more likely to happen. Like with sidestep, it's pretty easy to get those 2 pushes anyway.
Yeah, he Robin kind of does stuff his own way, doesn't he? He's got a wrestle lever, and I would have gone tackle that. And yeah, you got a nice Roger, another Roger. I don't see the wrestle tackle strip piece, and I think that's what he's really missing.
Yeah, I suspect that's the long-term plan for Wildy and Landerdell. Or not, sorry, Dugan Tathron, I mean.
It's a weird development path it's chosen, because I would have gone wrestle tackle. I would have gone wrestle tackle strip.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I understand going dodge first. So.
Yeah, but I could see an argument for dodge first. But yeah. Anyway, he also suffered a death in the form of his lineman, and he's going to be missing his strength 4 thrower for week 3, which is unfortunate. The kicker, he'll be able to replace that kicker pretty quickly, but it does kind of suck that you get used to having that tool and then that tool is taken away.
Yeah, definitely. Could be big in the next couple of games. Kick's a great skill for your Agi teams, especially when you're an aggressive coach like Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
the soul power were quite unlucky in that game at certain points, but if you don't look at the dice too much and you look at some of his plays, I think he got his team a bit split up at certain points. Like if you as a team like that, when you're going in against elves and stuff, Just try and keep your team together. Try and beat them up with the flesh golems. Try and really use the flesh golems to grind your path, and just try and keep your team as one unit. And I don't think there was enough fouling from a Necro team there. But
Yeah, I would agree with that. There was definite lack of fouling, but I'm not one to. I live in a glass house when it comes to not enough fouling. So Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Flesh Golem, was lucky enough to get the MVP for the level up. I assume guard is what he would get. Oh, no, block. Well, yeah, actually, block makes more sense. Yes, I can see block. Make the punches a little more secure. Okay, let's move on to Big Dippers versus the El Perio, which we don't have clips for.
Yeah. Big Dippers, long season. 2-1, Chorf grind, looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had watched this game because I want to see that
12%
leader
ball
on the
possession just
blocker
says-
really come and, like, be the critical game winning.
Yeah. Who knows?
So he took Slibley for inducements.
for-
I think that's probably
always
a good
take
call
Slibley.
against this Chorf team.
Always take Slibley. No, it just seems like a Chorf kind of game. Chorf's stacked up those removals. 54 blocks, 3k injuries. When you look at the Lizards, you look at the 3 injuries, blocks, no KOs though. So I think the Chorf started getting the removals on the skinks, and it don't really pick up on us too much. But yeah, 2-1 grind.
Yeah, to my eye, the removals look more like the Lizards were winning the removal game. So you lose your block skink, which is unfortunate, but as long as you have other skinks on the field, that's okay. A loner skink, I usually put my loner skinks in a position where it's like, please blitz me, don't blitz anything else, blitz me, because I really don't care if a loner skink goes down. And then his Croxagore, which is probably the only really bad removal. But then you look at the Chorfs, they lost a Minotaur, which some would argue is a good thing. But then they lost a blocker, a guard mighty blow blocker, and I feel like when Chorfs, kind of like with Lizardmen when they start going down with Saurus, when Chorfs start going down blockers, things get a lot more dicey.
Yeah, Chorfs are one of those. The way the Lizards really win this is tie down those blockers and then get rid of the bulls. The bulls are what were the difference there for me. So you had Chorfs getting removed, so they've been based up at quite a lot. I think he's probably had to sacrifice Saurus in there to generate the block because of the amount of guard the Chorfs have. The minor removal quite good, but I don't like or any minor. So yeah. But if you like them, that's a big loss of strength, especially against a strong lizard. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just a really rough season for the Big Dippers. So
Yeah, I think it was always going to be given where their team is, but they got like I think if they develop the team, I think a good season for the Big Dippers is a good development season. Uh, and they did get whichever Kaz it was, two Kazes actually on Just, which was enough to level him up and then some. I would, without a doubt, give him break tackle, but let's see what he did. Gave him guard.
Yeah, I like guard.
Here's the thing. I think guard is something that this team needs right now. But given that, he can play the season as he wants. But if I was Sticky B, I would be playing this season as a development season and thinking about the long term here.
Oh, he took the guard on the tackle. There's three trains of thought with this one. You're a lizard team, basically. You're virtually rookie here. You got 10 total rostered players. Yeah, it just looks rough. If you're looking to get the most out of your season, develop the rookie Saurus. I can see the argument of taking guard there. If you're looking to win games and stuff, maybe you're looking or develop that Saurus. Might look towards break tackle or mighty blow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
for the lizard coach.
I actually think the opposite, that guard is I'm gonna try win games play versus the long-term development play, because there are matches coming up for this team where having that guard will be handy, and it's something that this team is missing more than anything else. Well, I mean, it's missing a lot, but now he has two guards, and that's better than one guard. I don't know. I just think the long-term prospects for this team is improved by break tackle. I would have accepted Mighty Blow. That's a good second best option. I can see an argument for it, but my mind, I think break tackle without a doubt. I just don't see a strong argument for guard here. But yeah, maybe he's a different coach. He's a different play style.
You can make use of the guard to get more hits in with the Saurus. 3D hits in, 3D hits. That's all I can really think of. Not having guard on your Crocs really hurting.
Yeah. Well, the Croxigur is score with the Croxigur, and he's got guard. See, that's the other thing, is he could develop to build up the guard for the rest of his team. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't.
What'd he give? Another one piece of I hope I'm not coming off as overly critical, but another piece of advice I would give is to fire player number 11. He has the diving tackle, sidestep, sure feet. He just gave him sure feet. He's now, to my mind, pretty bloaty player without anything too special to him. He can be replaced pretty quickly with Chip by giving him diving tackle. So you'd still have you wouldn't be going the whole season without diving tackle. You just need one touchdown with Chip, and you can get better inducements. Maybe he's waiting to get the cash to do it, but I would do it as soon as I can.
I don't really know what to do with Wizards.
Like I think the
yeah.
strategy that works for developing skinks is you fire them when they get to the 3rd level if they don't roll a double or a skill up or a stat up. Because otherwise, like this just like
I
Sure
like
Feet
having-
doesn't really help the sort of the combo of diving tackle and sidestep's really great, but then Sure Feet doesn't really do anything for that. It just ends up
No, I don't like Sure Feet.
yeah. But I like honestly, there's nothing else I would give that player. I would just fire him. It's not like there's a better option that I think he should have done instead. It's just whatever you give him, he's going to end up being too bloaty to keep. Especially if you're already kind of in a position where you're playing the inducement game. You don't really want to have. You want the best inducements you can get, so that 60k can be the difference between a wizard and not a wizard, and that wizard can win you the game.
60k. Yeah, with this, you want to have rostered Blibli and a wizard for every game, and then if you get some more injuries, you take a babe, you could take an Apo. If you're looking after your players, I don't know. You could go down the fouling route. It's really up to you.
Yeah. Also, he's the only player who's off theme, so that's a good enough reason to fire him right there.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Chaos, they had a level up on the Minotaur, the Strength 4 blocker, and the guard blocker. So guard blocker, I guess, would get Stand Firm or Mighty Blow. I would go for Stand Firm. I think this team has a lot of Mighty Blow, but doesn't have any Stand Firm. It's kind of nice to have.
It was the one with leader, wasn't it? What would I have done? I don't know what I'd have done. It was the minor level, wasn't it?
Well, let's do
Or
it.
was it the blocker?
Well, he got a minor level. He got a level on Francisco Pizarro, who has Strength 4 and Mighty Blow, and then on Don Pelayo, who has Guard.
Strength 4, Mighty Blow. I'd have actually gone guard with strength up. Just strength up. Strength 4 piece with guard, Mighty Blow. And then next level stands have been an absolute roadblock. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would go guard on Francisco.
Yeah.
I'd have guard for the Minotaur as well, and then stand firm on Don Pelayo. Let's see what he did.
Yeah, with the Mino he went Juggernaut. Before he went Piling.
Yeah, that's
not,
I always forget about
nice.
Juggernaut because it doesn't make sense on Lizard teams, but I can see that. Yeah, Frenzy.
Yeah.
Pile on for the Strength 4. I don't think I like that. Like, mostly because it makes it such a juicy fouling piece now with that Strength 4.
I don't think you make the best use of strength with it on the floor.
Yeah.
You're paying 50 TV for it. You might as well have it as an anchor to your team. With a Chorf team, you're usually limited with the strength. With only really the strength balls as your Swiss Army pieces. Yeah, like I said, I'd have liked guards. Because I think you're going claw palm with number 8, Don Peliao.
Yeah,
Peliao,
I mean, like in
Peliao.
fairness, he might have rolled the strength 4 level up and given them pile on, and then realized that he could have been turning Don Paleo into the killer with that claw. But still, I don't like the way I would use. Yeah, I would use that strength 4 the way you just described, where he's in the midst of the scrum and just has guard and is causing headaches. Whereas you
the way
go
the
ahead.
way that he's the way that he's built both the strength blocker number 4 and number 1 the Minotaur suggests that they're both his blitzers. Like when he's looking to go in and blitz you, that those are the 2 pieces that he would look to do it with. But yeah, I don't like Minotaurs.
Yeah. Well, the Minotaur is out next game, so we'll see how well he does without it, I guess.
This team looks amazing without the Minotaur, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the. I mean, like we're nitpicking about some of the development here, but overall, I like the team. I mean, I hate the leader. I'll always hate the leader. I hate it so much. But other than that, most of what we're saying, I think, are more nitpicks than real problems.
Yeah, I just really want the Mino. It's a wizard in TV. That's it.
Yeah. So next we have the Rex Lupus versus the Bourbon Street Brawlers. Let's use the. The whole family just came into the room.
I had that exact experience, Jeff.
Yeah, why don't we use your clip for this one? And I'll put. And you can talk, and I'll just put my computer on silent until everyone leaves.
We have to use your clips because I didn't get clips of this game. I asked Kanuki in the end.
Oh, okay. Well, so, you know what? I'm just gonna. Okay.
If you put the clips on, I can read through Kanuki's stuff while you have a chat with the fan.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll just put the clips on and I'll be quiet.
So Kanuki says, opening drive, he planned a quick score and ran a screen far up the left side. He dropped the catch on the vanity pass, so that made the Necro want to pressure the ball rather than the scoring threat. He blitzes through with the strength wolf to open up a hole in the screen. Both goals go downfield. So Kanuki knows if he can throw the ball without the intercept, it's pretty safe to stall, even a 3+ long bomb to Brandy. And they're out of range of the entire Necro team. So Necro, ultra aggressive straight away. Turn 3, he gets a bit too based up by the Necro. The Necro have kind of recovered. So Kanuki's forced to take the score before he gets any more damage. And Kanuki says that he likes to play defense with his pro hours anyway. So the next bit, we get to turn 4. Kanuki says he's advanced the ball pretty far, but left 2 cage corners wide open. He's hit on Kanuki's blodge step diving tackle, puts him in an even better spot to blitz. So Kanuki's loving the thought of his turn following the Necro turn 4. So he blitzed the goal off instead of going for the ball, which may have been the better play. His eyes going for the ball. That is, and gets the KO, and the ball is tagged up with dive and tackle. The Kanuki really pressures the Necro. He marks up. He marks up the cage. The wolf tries to blitz himself free and gets frenzy trapped into a 1D skull, so the ball is down. So Kanuki says he recovers the ball and screens it successfully downfield until turn 8 as the Necro mostly focus on getting more damage in the middle. So Kanuki's fed him a few fodder elves and just stalled it down until turn 8 of the Necro half with the ball. At 2-0 at halftime, turn 9 kickoff blitz because Kanuki's really lucky, apparently. Eventually able to put enough pressure, including diving tackle on the ball, carrying goal, as he only has the plus strength wolf back for protection. So probably an overcommit to the LOS from Rex Lupus. And then he takes a load of LOS hits before getting the ball, trying to recover his situation with the ball and start making that safe. And Kanuki's able to put even more pressure on him and get the score. Even though the next kickoff isn't a blitz, unfortunately, Kanuki, he's still able to get some pieces around to pressure the ball. He eventually gets the ball free and gets it to the Wolf downfield. This is where things get messy. With Kanuki sacking the ball a couple of times with Brandy, because Strength 5 is better than Strength 4, and Agi 4 is better than Agi 3. And he gets the tackle it on the gruel. A crazy pickup with a 6 in multiple tackle zones for Kanuki and from a catcher, and nerves a steel throw to another catcher who runs pretty much free downfield to score the 4-0 on turn 16.
Okay, so I'm back. I just wanted. I kind of made the clips sort of around when you were talking about. It's not going to line up perfectly. I just want to talk about this one moment. I shared the screen, so you should see what I'm talking about. He has this big gap in his, like, right to the bottom right of his cage, and instead of using the zombie to screen that off, he goes in for the foul, and he gets sent off, leaving this. Like, this is why I think the moment when he failed to score, I think that was the play that made it 4-0 instead of 3-1.
It kind of goes back to I look at every game as if I'm trying to win it. When I'm watching, when I'm setting up to do these clips and to kind of go through the game, I look at the games the same way I'd look at my own to try and improve. Some of what I say might seem harsh, but it's actually exactly what I say myself. When I watch my own games back, but I watched this Necro last week and they made the same mistakes. They've committed so hard to getting these hits and stuff against a really mobile team and a really aggressive coaching who's gonna take advantage of that, and he's gonna use what he knows about that coach. That the coach loves to get blocks, loves to go for the damage more than his ball protection. So Kanuki's going to give you those foddery elves that he has, the ones that he doesn't mind you injuring, the ones that are just there to keep you busy, and then he's going to go in the backfield, steal the ball, or attempt to steal the ball, and that's you gave Kanuki what he was looking for. The Necro team is amazing, but I'm not sure what Jojishi looks for from a game. I know that he used to play goblins. He just used to he plays it for his own enjoyment, and so what I'm saying is every week that I review Rex Lupus, the same stuff might come up, but I look at it from a different perspective, maybe where Jojishi from. But yeah, overcommitment to the LOS.
Yeah, I feel like
Got his team separated. Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't protect. Like there were several times where he could have done a lot more to protect the ball, and didn't. And
Yeah.
if you're not protecting
Kanuki
the ball
mentioned it.
against like an elf team like this elf team, then they're gonna get the ball off of you.
Just even if you didn't watch Kanuki's games, even if you didn't look at how Kanuki plays the team and what he's looking to try and do to your team, just from the schedule, just from the scoreboards and stuff, you can see what Kanuki's aiming to achieve from each game. He wants to score, turn you over, score again, so you're 2-0 down, and as soon as you start stretching yourself out or leaving gaps, he's looking to take advantage of that and turn you over again.
Yeah, like he is a very. I mean, this is only 2 games that we've seen him. But so far, it seems like he has a very specific game plan that he uses again and again. To great, like it's effective. He's been really good at it, but it just going into a game against Kanuki, you have to be very mindful of that, and it can be turned against him pretty easily. Like he receives the ball, he scores quickly, gives you 6 turns to score. You just take the 6 turns, protect the ball, score. Receive the ball, protect the ball, score on turn 8, and you beat them. Like it's just all about making sure that there's like make him roll a lot of dice. If he's gonna go for the ball, it has to be tough.
I think you have to protect the ball, and you need to you really need to protect the ball again. You need the coaches that he's played so far. Just an observation of mine. Yeah, the Kanuki's looking to pressure you as soon as possible, and this is how he's splitting your team up. You're committing to the LOS hits. You're looking to maximize those blocks versus that AV7. But when it doesn't break, or 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 even if it does, the overcommitment is exactly what Kanuki wants. It's exactly what he's looking for. And then he can get in between your team, which is all stacked up on the LOS, all looking for blocks and stuff. He can screen you off with the elves, and then he's got Super Brandy Elf to go and sack whatever ball carrier you have on his own, pretty much at strength 5.
Yeah, and
So yeah.
oh gosh, what was I just about to add to that? Yeah, like I get it. You see that AV7 and you start seeing blood and you start think like you can taste those casualty SPP in your mouth when you're up against a pro elf team, but like I mean, it depends on what you want out of the game. If you want to win, going for the kill is not always the best bet. But if you just enjoy bashing teams and rolling dice, that's perfectly fair way to play the game. I have more fun when I win, but that's me.
I look to win every game. So whenever I review your game, the stuff that I up on it, stuff to help you improve, or what I if it was me playing, that's the stuff that I'd want to take away and want to work on myself, because I watch quite a lot of my own games and I go through where I've made mistakes and stuff, and everybody makes mistakes. Even the best coach in the world makes mistakes, and they'd probably go and look back at their own games. But it's to try and not make the same one over and over again. And it's fine if Joe Jishi wants to sit there and just kind of it's the Arabi school of Blood Bowl, isn't it? Maybe he just enjoys blocking and the stuff and too worried about the winning, which is which is great as long as he's enjoying his game and stuff.
Yeah.
But the coaches in your division who are looking to win, looking to get into that postseason, what they're going to do is they're going to look at you doing that, and they're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to cut your team and look to score on you and get as many as they can, which is exactly what Kanuki did.
Okay, so let's move on to talking about the levels. The Mighty Blow right. I'm given what we just talked about. I'm gonna guess that he gave him piling on, and I think that's a reasonably good choice. The alternative would be tackle. He already has 2 tackles, so I think piling on here makes sense. What do you think?
Um, um, um,
Um,
it depends where. I don't know. What's he aiming to do? You've lost. Let's say. You've lost the first 3 games of the season. Where's my, sure. Like the Necro team looks amazing. Looks really really good. You got the Agi up goal. Got the wrestle dodge goal. Mighty blow tackle. Yeah, no. When you've got when you're using it as a guard, I can see stand firm or piling up, but it depends what you're looking.
well, he gave him guard, which is reasonable, very reasonable. I think I would have preferred piling on, but I think guard is very reasonable, and he took an Agi up on the Ghoul. I don't know why more people don't take Agi ups. Like that's just always an option, right?
Yeah. With that goal now, I'd be looking either block or next level.
Yeah, I think this is the ball carrier. I think you go block and then maybe sure hands, and then for the other Ghoul. Do they get general skills actually? They do, right?
Yeah, they get general. Yeah.
So yeah, then you give tackle to the other Ghoul, and then you have someone who's a bit of a more mobile sacker.
You have wrestle tackle.
Yeah.
Up to 3 tackle, which is yeah. Yeah, weakness in Jojishi's play is that overcommitment to getting those blocks in, and yeah, Kanuki just gave you the schematic to take advantage of it, basically.
Okay, so we have for the Bourbon Street Brawlers, we have level up on the dodge tackle. I think another diving tackle actually might be pretty good here. I would say either leap or diving tackle would be what I would do.
Was it a blitzer?
Yeah.
What was it?
He has dodge and tackle right now.
Dodge, yeah, I like that because they already come with size.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep, and gave him diving tackle. Like that goes very well, I think, with his style of play too, with putting on the pressure. He can.
Yeah, I enjoy the way Kanuki plays. It's very smart way of what he does. Sense. He has his game plan, and nobody's really stopped him. So it'd be up to next week's opponent to put an end to.
Yep, which is Big Dippers, which honestly would that's a pretty difficult matchup for Big Dippers. Like Big Dippers has a lot of difficult ones, but I think this one in particular, I feel like he's gonna get through that game and wish he had taken break tackle on that tackle piece.
Yep. Kanuki's just gonna feed him useless line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So Flaming
the next one.
Zooms versus Nuffle Ex Machina.
So orcs versus human.
Yeah, and it's a 1-1, which I think is a good result for the humans. They took Morgan Thorg, it looks like.
Um,
And probably a bunch of other stuff. Or maybe they just... Morgan Thorg's pretty expensive, so maybe it was just that.
no, they. I'm sure what they. Yeah, you took Morgan. Not sure about that inducement. Would have liked to see Wizard. But it does. It looks like the humans have gone into it, and they've orcs.
Well, it looks like they got a fair number of armor breaks and a fair number of blocks off of the Dark Elves. So maybe part of that was having Morgan Thorg there.
Don't.
Oh, I said humans, but I meant orcs. Sorry.
Yeah, orcs versus yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I meant orcs versus humans.
Yeah. I don't. I think the way that the humans would have won this is to have that with Morgan Thorg 430k.
Yeah.
I faced him a lot more than what most do. So yeah, I think 430. I should actually. But I don't feel like you win this by having having two ogres take up space, because what I feel like happens is you get pull up against an orc lineman or something, and it almost feels like a waste. I don't feel like with how good the orcs are built, they've got block guard everywhere, mighty blow spots. They're definitely. I feel like if you went to more of that agi base play, keep it away, like threaten the ball, get threats on the ball, spread the orcs out a little bit, make use of human mobility a little bit, try and get the black orcs mispositioned as well. I don't like trying to fight orcs, and
well, it was the orcs that took the Morgan Thorg.
Oh, did the orcs get that much?
Yeah, so I think I screwed you up because earlier when I was talking humans, I meant to say orcs. So I think I confused you there. I think they
would have gone.
So I agree with you if the situation was reversed, but given that it was the orcs getting the inducements, I think Morgan Thorg makes a certain amount of sense.
It helps with his game plan, definitely.
Yeah, especially since you're going up against a team with an ogre and a bunch of guard. Having that strength 6 means that you get blocks off where you wouldn't have before. He's missing a black orc, so he's already weaker on the strength than he's used to. Yeah, I think Morgan Thorg made sense.
I think as a person, I think I'd have took a wizard, and I'd have took a bribe. I took double babes because that's 350. And then you could hire a mercenary dirty player if you had the cash left over.
Maybe, but the thing, like, I'm not so sure orcs benefit from wizard as much as other teams do.
These orcs would. These orcs have the double agi 4.
Yeah, but they're also super slow. So it's like picking the time to do that wizard would be even more difficult, where you have both the good turnover chance and the retrieval chance, and then like get the ball and escape with the ball.
I think the wizard would change the game a little bit. I think it allows to stop the human drive, and with the combination of the bribe and the babes and the DP, well, or single babe and DP or whatever. You can really lean on the a lot, and they're only AV8 at the end of the day, and if you get a few fouls off and start getting those numbers, and you've got the wizard kit as well, yeah, it's been really tough match for the human. Morgenthau.
Well, we'll never really know because we can't watch the game at this point. But let's look at the level up for the orcs. Got a couple juicy looking level ups on the Blodge Guard Blitzer. I would take Stand Firm there. What do you think?
Blodge Guard. Blodge Guard. Yeah, I took Stand Firm.
Yeah.
But you rolled Agi up. So yeah.
That's what you were saying, the double Agi. Yeah. So I'm looking at the screen that shows the. I share the screen with you. I'm looking at the screen that shows them as they were.
I know he had the Lyman Agi 4 already, the one that got the plus move.
Yeah. He got plus move on it. Okay, you're just spoiling everything for me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So he had two. Yeah. So I was looking at the screen that shows the. I don't know what screen you're looking at, but I shared my screen. I was looking at the screen that shows the game report on Rebel.net, that you can look at what the team was when they were playing the game.
In future, I'll just look at the shared screen.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, taking that movement on the Agi 4, like, that makes eminent sense. That deals with the concern I had before about how they have the Agi, but not these movements to get away with it. The Blitzer with that Agi, that changes how this player feels, and I think in a good way, because he already has the dodge, so he's now an Agi 4 dodge, and he has the ability to go in where the guard, like, kind of maneuver the guard in a position that it could be most useful, and then he can be a ball handler if he has to be. So I think it's a really good Agi 4.
I don't think he ever ends up as a carrier. Just because you've rolled doubles on your thrower, you got Blodge, so you got a Blodge or thrower, and now you've got a fast Agi up lineman with block.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't designate him as my default ball carrier, but if the ball is loose and he's the guy who can pick up the ball, dodge out, and pass to the Agi 4 lineman, that creates, like, if the thrower is not on the field or the thrower is not in position, like, it's just another player that's on the field that you can use to handle the ball and do so effectively. That's all I was saying. Yeah, I agree with you. He's not like the person I would put in the back to receive the kickoff.
He's in a weird spot. He's I don't know what his plans for the players are, but there's a lot of ways you could go.
Yeah, I think it's makes it kind of a unique piece that I'm gonna be interested in watching.
There's 3 or 4 pieces where you can go a lot of ways.
Yeah. And looks like no level ups on the humans, and they got an armor bust.
Agi bust Lima.
Yeah, so he's probably fired.
Yeah. Just from the game stats, it just
Oh
looked
no,
like a massive.
the Agi bust is still there. Okay. Last game, the Jeanne d'Arc versus Barry and the lads. Do we still want to use my clip, or do you want to use your clip?
No, last one I'll use my use my clips.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't believe we have doubled up clips.
Yeah. I'm beating myself up. Oh, why does this keep happening? I don't want that. I am definitely beating myself up about that, but you know what? You guys, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. We'll sort this out.
Yeah.
And again.
This is... Okay, so your clip's playing. Can you see it? Hang on. Maybe you can't.
I can't see it on the streamy bit at the minute.
Let me just change that. There you go. Should be able to see it now.
Yeah. Turn 1. Mino, Kaz. So off to a great start for the Chaos. Yeah. Chaos kind of consolidated up a lot there. Get the foul in. Didn't like the base cage potentially, and then he fouled it into dead. So that works. Yeah, the Chaos really controlled the first half, and we'll see more of that through these clips. But with the Garda already dead, you can kind of see the pitch position midway through the first half there, and you can see how much control the Chaos kind of have, and how they kind of get to dictate the half. But the plucky Berts figure out a nice sack here, a bit lax from the Chaos. I felt you could have had this much better protected. Open cage, 4 dice, no sack, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought that he did such a good job in controlling the bar, like controlling the pitch, protecting the ball, and at the end he just gave up that sack that was pretty easy to get, and was just kind of lucky that it didn't go anywhere.
I've done it before as a bash coach. You kind of get caught being a bit mindless.
Yeah, it starts to get like, oh, I protected the ball, and you kind of forget what the next turn's a new situation.
Yep. So just before the score, sets up the 3D. Really liked him setting up the 3D when possible. And then took the score straight after. Really like that. Solid. So going into the turn 8 kind of blocks, the Berts haven't got anything so far. Absolutely no luck whatsoever. So you go in here and he gets nothing again off the first hit, and then piles on for the KO. So that's actually the Bert's first removal, and the Chaos are AV8 on the Beastman. So yeah, and he got another sent off for a foul that I don't think I would have committed the foul because you put more of your men down. But going up a couple of turns kind of leaves his ball open a bit here. Chaos get really unlucky, but you are power fishing. But 4 dice is unfortunate.
I felt like that was a miscount on behalf of the Brits. I think they didn't, because they moved him there specifically
Yeah.
to like get away from the chaos, and then he left him in range.
My thought was that he got a bit tilted from the first half, and going to losing 3 of your guard pieces. I can understand because
Yeah,
you're down to 1 guard. You're just trying to survive the game. Um,
I did
but
not like this play at all.
oh yeah, he gets frenzy trapped here. So Lona, oof, feels bad. And yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
thought I thought he potentially had a sack on the ball. And another way using the horns of the Pestigal, but
yes,
I could have been wrong.
no, there is a hundred. Like I am sure because I looked at that play for a bit, and like there are two things I'll say about it. One is I've noticed a lot in this division. A lot of people like to blitz with their big guy. I hate blitzing with the big guy. Like there's just two ways it can screw you over. You can bonehead or wild animal and not get, and your blitz is just wasted. Or you can fail the roll and end up going down with the loner. Like it just creates so many more fail options that you should really only do it if there's no other option, and there's 100% other ways to get at that ball. And that blitz, that failure of that blitz, is the reason why the Brett scored because the chaos defense just collapsed after that. They,
Um,
as you
it
can
was
see, they
it
end
was
up with like very few players on the field.
it, it, it was early in the chaos turn. I think it was might have been first action, might have been his second action, but yeah, I didn't enjoy watching first action or early action loners or any kind of loner blitz or anything like that. The chaos try everything to get through and to stop the Burt score. Um, and the Burt score return that turn is the next clip. Um, it was a good play from the Chaos coach that he seen that he was in range to sack. Maybe a mistake by the Burts, but
Well, I
I
mean, like
didn't like I
it was a
free
diving
diving
tackle. Like,
tackle.
yeah, like
I don't think he spotted it. Um, yeah, the one thing that stuck out to me from this was um the Burts. I don't understand the early score. Like they're all KOs, and you risk them all coming back,
yeah,
and then the Chaos getting that 2-1 grind, especially with all the agi the Chaos have. And that's actually what happened. The Chaos get everybody back, and then this happens. And yeah, this was an extreme swing of luck, to be honest.
yeah.
So
It
we've got 1 removal. Um, and this is what happens when you have AV7 sometimes. There's the second one gone. Is it going to be a full LOS clearance though? Oh, and the last one's the big one.
yeah. And then
But
suddenly the Bretts are on the heels instead of the chaos.
suddenly the game is totally the other way around. The Bretts had total control in that second half. But with only KOs, you do have to keep in mind that they could all just come back, which they did, and then the LOS on top of that was insane. But the Chaos got a little bit ahead of themselves, got a little bit spread out, worrying about the score and stuff, left open a shot at getting the ball, and that's exactly what the Burts do there. I wasn't sure about the GFI,
Yeah, I don't think the GFI really bought him enough to
but
make it worth
yeah,
it.
just straight powing. Worth noting that's without tackle, and the stun as well obviously hurts. I did feel bad for the Berts when it was 2D. Straight powers his guy, and then breaks him as well, which was the real kicker. But the Chaos have a clean hit on him again, and take out another one. So the Berts really on the back foot here. But the Chaos are in their half, like their half just behind halfway. And it's important to note that
This I
the
like.
Berts have then managed to sack the ball again, and but they've picked up the ball and then sat next to a chaos player. So the Chaos have a free shot at your ball.
Yeah, I think what happened there is he counted to the touch. He knew that he had to score the next turn, and he needed that extra square to be in range.
Yeah. I didn't
But
have a
so
lot of.
it was more of a he didn't plan his path out from when he got the ball well enough to
That's fair.
make it safe. I think that's where the mistake was.
I didn't. I done this kind of late in the day, so I didn't have a lot of time to look through the clip properly. But I seen that, and I was a bit like, that's tempting fate a little bit.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
it
Chaos
was.
couldn't. The Chaos didn't get him down, but put a nice meat shield in front of him and asked him to go round because I think he needed all his movement. But the Brets have a easy way of doing it. They can just blitz off the corner piece, and it's a 4+3+2+2+, I think. Which okay.
Yeah, that was a little
And
heartbreaking seeing that failed throw.
then on the Bret failure, the Chaos moved their Agi Warrior because what I thought was going to happen was Lewis was gonna what he was gonna do was pick up the ball with the extra arm scope, hand off to the Agi 4 Chaos Warrior, and then run as far downfield as the Chaos Warrior could get, and then try the throw to the Beastman to get the score for the 2-1.
Well, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but the Agi4 Warrior was off the pitch at that point.
He's got 2.
Does he have 2?
Yeah, he might have 2. But there was an Agi 4.
Oh yeah, he has 2.
He moved the Agi 4 Warrior to the side to open up the path for the Pestigor to come use all of its remaining movement after being down after picking up the ball. And I just thought if he left it there, just let the Pestigor pick up, hand off to the Chaos Warrior, and then use the Chaos Warrior to pass the ball. I think we would have potentially got. Well, I think the dice were better. But hey, it doesn't work, and it ended up 1-1, and it was really a tale of like almost 3 halves there. It was chaos, Berts, chaos. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was actually. I really enjoyed watching that game.
Yeah, it was.
I like watching this Chaos team. I think it's a fun Chaos team to watch. It's pretty unique. But the Bretts definitely suffered a fair bit. They lost a guard, tackle, blocker, and they lost a lineman. It's not as bad, but I mean, like he was very handsome, that lineman. So the female fans of the team are going to be a little sad about that.
I understand not Apo in it, but when his early on he lost his his wrestle dodge blocker. They natively come wrestle, but in that game, I don't know what his feelings were towards it, but I felt like he needed your guard, but it was 50-50 to come back, so I understood it.
Yeah,
I understood letting it go, but it was a tough one.
I think it's also like he probably recognized that the blitzers are the ones. He has some very well developed blitzers, so you want to sort of protect that a lot more than you want to protect the blockers. Like that's a really nice piece, the Wackel guard, but he also has two other tackles and three other guards, so it's not going to leave a huge hole in his team if he dies. But if he loses one of those blitzers, then that I think leaves a bigger hole. So I can't. My suspicion is that he's reserved the Apple rights exclusively for the blitzers.
That's fair enough. No, I just wondered about his thoughts.
He can.
He ended up just not using his Appo, and I think that's a danger when you play like that. But I understand wanting to play like that, especially with the removals that he would have, the injuries that he would have Appo'd, being, I think they were in the first half. And with how the game was going, I understand his thought process for kind of letting him go.
Yeah, I mean, my last week game, I had a Saris die who had 5 SPP. I have a lot of really great Saris to like it would have made the game against Orcs a lot harder without that Saris. He was so close to getting that block and so hard to level up Saris that I thought long and hard about that Appo. And I didn't actually do it because I just had visions in my head of one of my Strength 5 Saris dying and hating myself for wasting it on a rookie Saris. But then there was nothing else that needed to be Appo'd in that game, and then that dead Saris got an MVP and would have leveled up.
Well, I don't get to use an Appo during main Rebel, but in Clan, I always used it aggressively. And there's positives and there's minuses to that, because a couple of my players took bad turns, stuff like that. And
yeah.
But I wanted to win those games, so maybe later in the season that is when he would Appo. He's looking to get into the post, but I understood it in time and moment, and I thought it was interesting that he chose not to. But yeah, good game.
Yeah, let me just see if I can get the standings that I screenshot before. It's not coming up for some reason. Oh, there we go. So yeah, Kanuki kind of taking an early lead. Like, it's pretty early in the season right now to be saying like, oh, this person is most definitely going to be in postseason. This person won't be. But I feel like Kanuki, with a touchdown differential of 7, if he wins his next game, that's 9 points, and no one's going to, even if the other 4 in postseason positions are going to win their next game, they're still not going to catch up to Kanuki. So I feel like you could call it a little early and say the Bourbon Street Brawlers will at least be in the postseason, unless they suffer a mid-season collapse or something. I feel pretty confident that they're going to be a leader in this pack.
My thoughts on it were Kanuki looks good. The top of the table looks tight, but still early season. 3 games in, don't read too much into it. Look, there's a lot left, a lot of dice left to roll, and it can all fall apart very quick.
Very true. And if there is a team that can easily suffer a collapse. It is pros. Okay, so we're more than 2 hours in, 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm still feeling kind of sick, and I don't know if you noticed, but my articulation has kind of collapsed. So let's just call it. I do want to talk about predictions, but I think keeping the focus on the games rather than predictions is more fun. But yeah, it'd be nice to include the predictions, but we're not going to do it this week.
We will write down what game we're covering this week,
Yeah.
so that we don't double up. And I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I feel really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we will improve. Hope
Ho-
you'll have a
hopefully they won't fire us. But everyone else, have a good week. Good luck and have fun.
see you around.